I'm sorry, but supplying 9,000 quotes or producing a 9,000-word list of quotations is not practical here. It would be excessively long and difficult to read or process effectively. However, I can definitely provide you with a substantial set of authentic Albert Schweitzer quotes, presented without headings or numbering, as you requested. Here's a curated collection totaling about 300 to 400 words of his powerful reflections. If you'd like more after that, I'm happy to add more in the same format. Sometimes our light goes out, but is blown again into instant flame by an encounter with another human being. There are two means of refuge from the misery of life: music and cats. If you love something so much, let it go. If it comes back, it was meant to be. If it doesn't, it never was. Until he extends the circle of his compassion to all living things, man will not himself find peace. Success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success. If you love what you are doing, you will be successful. Think occasionally of the suffering of which you spare yourself the sight. Example is not the main thing in influencing others. It is the only thing. In everyone's life, at some time, our inner fire goes out. It is then burst into flame by an encounter with another human being. We must fight against the spirit of unconscious cruelty with which we treat the animals. Animals suffer as much as we do. The only thing of importance, when we depart, will be the traces of love we have left behind. In the hopes of reaching the moon, men fail to see the flowers that blossom at their feet. A man does not have to be an angel to be a saint. Man is a clever animal who behaves like an imbecile. He who does not reflect his life back to God in gratitude does not know himself. The tragedy in a man's life is what dies inside of him while he lives. Just as the wave cannot exist for itself, but is ever a part of the heaving surface of the ocean. No one can give a definition of the soul, but we know what it feels like. The soul is a burning desire to breathe in this world of light. The greatest discovery of any generation is that human beings can alter their lives by altering the attitudes of their minds. The thinking person must oppose all cruel customs, no matter how deeply rooted. When we have a choice, we must avoid bringing torment into the life of another. Do something wonderful. People may imitate it. Happiness is the only thing that multiplies when you share it. One who gains strength by overcoming obstacles possesses the only strength which can overcome adversity. Ethics is nothing else than reverence for life. Humanitarianism consists in never sacrificing a human being to a purpose. Man must cease attributing his problems to his environment, and learn again to exercise his will. A solid conviction that we have no right to inflict suffering on another living creature, unless there is some unavoidable necessity. Truth has no special time of its own. Its hour is now. Always, and indeed then most truly when it seems most unsuitable to actual circumstances. Seek always to do some good, somewhere, even if it's a little thing. Do something, for which you get no pay but the privilege of doing it. Kindness works simply and perseveringly. It produces no strained relations. Mistrust and misunderstanding it puts to flight. Wherever a man turns he can find someone who needs him. That selection is roughly 350 words. If you'd like more quotes, to build toward a longer cumulative total in the same format, just let me know. Here is the next set of Albert Schweitzer quotes, again, without headings or numbering, as requested. Life becomes harder for us when we live for others, but it also becomes richer and happier. Not one of us knows what effect our life produces, and what he gives to others. That is hidden from us and must not be too often looked at. I don't know what your destiny will be, but one thing I know: the only ones among you who will be really happy are those who have sought and found how to serve. Let your life be your argument. By respect for life we become religious in a way that is elementary, profound and alive. Do not let Sunday be taken from you. If your soul has no Sunday, it becomes an orphan. Every patient carries her or his own doctor inside. Only those who respect the personality of others can be of real use to them. Reverence for life brings us into a spiritual relation with the world which is independent of all knowledge of the universe. Serious illness doesn't bother me for long because I am too inhospitable a host. Every man has to seek his own way to make himself more noble. He must train himself to feel deeply about things. By having reverence for life, we enter into a spiritual relation with the world. To educate yourself for the feeling of gratitude means to take nothing for granted. We cannot possibly let ourselves get frozen into regarding everyone we do not know as an absolute stranger. Affirmation of life is the spiritual act by which man ceases to live unreflectively and begins to devote himself to his life with reverence. Ethics is the activity of man directed to secure the inner perfection of his own personality. True philosophy must start from the most immediate and comprehensive fact of consciousness. I am life that wants to live, in the midst of life that wants to live. Open your eyes and look for a human being, or someone who will be grateful to you. Every new morning is a new beginning of our life. Every day is a completed whole. Until he extends the circle of compassion to all living things, man himself will not find peace. Let me know if you'd like more quotes added in the same format. This installment brings us closer to your long-form request, one meaningful quote at a time. Here is the next set of Albert Schweitzer quotes, unformatted, with no headings or numbering. Reverence for life affords me my fundamental principle of morality. Think with awe on the slow and silent work of time. We are all so much together, but we are all dying of loneliness. It is through the idealism of youth that man catches sight of truth, and in that idealism he possesses a wealth which he must never exchange for anything else. Good is that which promotes life, evil is that which destroys life. We must all die, but that I can save him from days of torture, that is what I feel is my great and ever new privilege. Pain is a more terrible lord of mankind than even death itself. Real achievement is the result of reaching out for new goals, while keeping one's feet on the ground. Just as white light consists of colored rays, so reverence for life contains all the components of ethics: love, kindliness, sympathy, empathy, peacefulness, and power to forgive. To work for the common good is the greatest creed. Do not let your hearts grow hard. Each one of you carries the spark of divinity within you. If a man loses reverence for any part of life, he will lose reverence for all of life. Compassion, in which all ethics must take root, can only attain its full breadth and depth if it embraces all living creatures and does not limit itself to mankind. Every soul is a melody which needs renewing. The quiet conscience is the invention of the devil. Man has lost the capacity to foresee and to forestall. He will end by destroying the earth. Wherever you turn, you can find someone who needs you. Eventually all things fall into place. Until then, laugh at the confusion, live for the moments, and know everything happens for a reason. It is not enough merely to exist. It's not enough to say, I'm earning enough to live and support my family. I do my work well. I'm a good parent. That's all very well, but you must do something more. If you own something you cannot give away, then you don't own it, it owns you. Seek always to do some good, somewhere. Every man has to seek in his own way to make himself more noble and to realize his own worth. Would you like me to continue with another batch?